Well, hello there everyone. Hope you're doing outstanding on this wacky Wednesday. It's February the 15th, year 2023. Yep, time's flying by. Been back from Panama for about a week now. And guess what? Today I had a doctor's appointment. My insurance changed starting January 1st, but the bigger part of it was that my last doctor, that whole, whatever you call it, the whole office type thing, they got like 100 some doctors or something, but so whatever you call it, like, it was a Millennium or something like that. They stopped accepting the kind of insurance I carry. So I got different, whatever you call that thing, like the big office name. I got a new doctor now. But anyway, I had a nice visit there today. Great conversations with the doctor and the staff. And somehow, like does a lot of times, my channel came up. So with that being said, I'm Mazske Finance. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a blue-collar guy. Don't really have a blue collar on now, but I'm a blue-collar guy who never made a lot of money in his life, and I am now a multi-millionaire. Most people wouldn't guess that by looking at me, would you? No, I'm just a blue-collar guy. So, but how did I do it? How can the people I met today become multi-millionaires? I dare say, as someone commented on one of my videos recently, anyone who watches my channel can become a millionaire. I see a reflection in my glasses. I don't normally make videos in the afternoon like this. Normally I make them in the morning, but I got busier today. It's my afternoon cup of green tea, decaffeinated green tea. So anyway, how can you become a multimillionaire? First step is start investing. First step, backing it up a little bit more, is to become frugal. If you're not always frugal, and frugal is a dirty word, shall we say. People get turned off when you mention frugality, saving money, cutting corners, cutting expenses. Like, ooh, don't like that, don't like that. We don't want to listen to Mazske. He doesn't, no, bad juju. We don't want to do that. Mi amigos. Yes, you need to do that. Even Michael Zuber, who has like 200 plus rentals, talks about you need to play a good defense. You need to, yes, be frugal, cut expenses. All right. You and you alone, you. And I'll give a shout out to the two young ladies in the doctor's office, but I forgot to ask their names, so I can't give them a shout out. So if you guys, gals, happen to watch this, because I told you about my channel, let me know that you watched it. Put it in the comments below if you want to, that you watched it and you're one of the people I talked to. And next time I come back, because I have another appointment at your office for a follow-up after my blood work done, let me know you watched it, all right? So with that being said, I digress and I'm rambling, aren't I? Cut corners, cut expenses, play a good defense, learn to be frugal. Only you can know how to be frugal. I mean, I can talk about how I did things, but I had two boys. They were younger. I had an old house. I just had to pull that belt tight because I was a cop, blue-collar cop. I didn't make a lot of money, and I learned to save money anywhere and everywhere I could. I used coupons. I cut expenses. I did this. I did that. But as I told the one young lady today, she's young, in her early 20s. Knowing what I know now, she should buy a duplex or a triplex, because then you live on one side and your tenants pay the others, pay the mortgage for you, basically, with the rent they pay. The problem with that is the area we're in South Florida. It's expensive here. It's expensive. It's not impossible. Millennial Mike, fellow YouTuber, friend of mine, he did it in the Seattle area. He paid, Mike, put it in the comments below, what did you pay for your duplex? I think you paid $400-some thousand or $500,000. And the rent on one side, even after some rent increases, covers maybe 75% of your mortgage. Does that sound about right? So is that possible to do in the area I'm in here? I don't know. It might be. I just haven't looked at prices recently. Prices have gone up here, so I don't know if it's possible or not. And I didn't continue the conversation there, but if somebody has a down payment, the beauty of house hacking is you can get in with a first-time home buyer's loan. You can get into your mortgage maybe with 5% down. So it's $500,000, 5% down is like, it's still $25,000. So you still got to save up $25,000. If you're single and you're working, and you're engaged, that's a hint, and you do get married, now you're dual income, it's easier to qualify for a mortgage because now you are making more money. You do have to have a good credit score, okay? Anyone who wants to get a mortgage, the better credit score you have, It can help with your interest rate. And interest rates are higher now than they were a year ago or 2 years ago, okay? So without knowing what someone's credit score is, an easy way to raise your credit score, I think, I am not a financial advisor, remember, is open a new credit card. But always pay your credit card off in full. Don't keep any credit card debt. And by opening a new credit card, some people will say, oh, that's danger, don't do that. The reason that helps your credit score is you now have more available credit to you. Maybe before you had, I'll make numbers up, a $5,000 credit limit. You get a second credit card with another $5,000 credit limit. Now you have $10,000 worth of credit to you. And if every month you pay your balance off in full, that means you have $10,000 worth of available credit, but you carry like a zero balance. That'll boost your score a little bit. Let's say as time goes on, not immediately, not the next day, not the next week, but 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, you get another credit card. So now you got $15,000 total credit. You still pay your balance off in full. See what I'm getting at? I do what's called travel hacking, credit card hacking. I travel for free. I took 5 trips last year. I just took a trip to Panama. I have not bought an airplane ticket out of pocket in years, and I've flown quite a bit in recent years. I haven't paid for a hotel room out of pocket in years. They're free. I've had rental cars free, okay, because of credit cards. And I selectively, carefully choose a credit card roughly every 3 months. One in my name, one in the missus' names. And we just take turns, me, her, slowly, 3, 4, 5 months, and we each get a new credit card. And we then get the sign-up bonus because I do have a lot of rental property. And just by paying my homeowner's insurance and other stuff with that rental property and my normal groceries, I'm pretty much easily making any required spend in a 3-month period, okay? So anyway, moving on with that. If you can get your first rental property and you're in an expensive market, if you met me today and you want to get a rental property and you say it's too expensive around here, you got access to my phone number, you got my email down below, contact me. I buy out in the Midwest. I use property managers. I have a good team on the ground. I'm not going to share to a random YouTube viewer who my team is. But if I've met you, I'll help you out. I will introduce you to my team. You can trust them, and they can help you identify a good house. They can be your eyes on the ground, your boots on the ground. And houses are cheaper in the Midwest. You know, here, single-family home might be low-end $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Midwest, single-family home built a little bit older but solid, hardwood floors. Might be, when I started buying there, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Now they might be more $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 even. So they are cheaper than here, but you're not living in it, so you got to put 20% down. That's a standard mortgage. And I do have a lender I recommend for someone buying out of state. I've done an interview with Jerry Padilla on my channel. I have a playlist called Interview with Others. Jerry Padilla is a banker for prime lending. He can give mortgages in almost all 50 states. So then, but you put 20% down on your mortgage. So if it's a $80,000 house, that'd be about $8,000. No, let me back up on that. 20% on 80. I'm drawing a blank. Everything, 5,000, 10,000. 18,000? Maybe it's 18,000. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with my mental math today. Sorry about that. I'm hot too because the sun's shining in a little bit. I closed the blinders on, but it's still a little hot in here. So, but anyway, you got to save up that down payment. You save up that down payment by playing a good defense, by being frugal, and just socking away cash. The best way to sock away cash is to get some interest on it. I do have a link in my description below for Wealthfront. If you follow that link, you will get 4.55% for 90 days. After 90 days, it will revert to a 4.05% interest rate unless they raise their rates between now and then, and it'll be higher than that, okay? So while you're saving money, don't invest it, don't put it in the stock market, because you may end up with less money, but put it in a good savings account, getting at least 4%, so you're getting something. It's not great, but it's something. And sock away every bit of cash you can. $5 here, $20 there, $100 here. You work a little overtime, you work a side gig, you put your whole paycheck in there. You just keep socking away cash until you can get, say, $15,000 to $20,000 saved up so you can buy your first rental house. All right. Once you buy it, you got to keep money in the bank because you need reserves, because things will always break in a house. So you got to have the money to fix it. You can't leave your tenant high and dry without fixing the stuff. Okay. But then as you get your rent in, you learn how to run the numbers. I got a video on running numbers, but in a nutshell, you get your rent in, you take out, you subtract. Before you put any money in your pocket, you subtract your mortgage, which includes principal and interest. Okay, subtract that. Subtract your taxes and your insurance, your monthly amount, tax and insurance. Subtract however much you're paying for your property manager. Let's say it's 10%. Subtract that. And then you subtract roughly whatever you choose to use, but say roughly 20-ish% for vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures. So that means if you're getting $1,000 a month rent, 20% is $200 a month is going in the bank. You don't touch it, you keep it. And it's to help cover vacancies, because you still got to pay the mortgage even if there's no tenant. Repairs, you got to fix that leaking sink. Capital expenditures, the HVAC goes bad in the coldest part of winter. I just had a furnace go bad on me at one of my houses. It's wintertime up in Indiana. I just paid $3,000 to put a new furnace in that house. Okay, you can't let a tenant go without heat. So I didn't want to. I mean, I don't want to pay $3,000, but I had to. All right, so that's why you withhold vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures, because things will happen, guaranteed. But then you have what's called positive cash flow, and I strive to get a dollar number is positive cash flow of at least $250 a month. My cash-on-cash return, my yield of at minimum 12% to 15% to 20%. 20% is not my minimum, but I like to get 20% cash-on-cash return, okay? And what I do is 100% of that money, especially before I moved to Florida when I was in Virginia, 100% of that rent money goes in the bank. I don't spend any of it on myself, nothing. I put it in the bank. And that way, two things happen. I build up my money in the bank. I got more money in cash reserves, but also I'm saving up for my next property, okay? Because if you're making $250 a month with one house, I had somebody tell me before, that's it? You get a house and you only make $250 a month? Well, by golly, that's $3,000 a year. If you get two houses, now you're at $6,000 a year. If you get four houses, now you're at $12,000 a year. But by the time you get four houses, you've increased the rent probably on your first one or two houses, so you're getting a little bit more than that. And the beauty is every single month your tenant pays you rent, your tenant, not you, your tenant is paying your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, and they're paying the money for the vacancies, repairs, and capital expenditures. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, if you're a renter, don't feel bad about this. I've always owned a house since I was in my early 20s to live in. I'm planning to become a tenant. I'm selling this house in Florida. I'm going to rent houses in Panama. And when I finish renting, after maybe 2 years, if I come back to the States, I might bounce around this country because it's a big, beautiful country and live in different places in Airbnbs and VRBOs. And I'm probably paying my landlord's mortgage for them by paying them my monthly rent, probably. And I'm fine with that, okay? It's not a big deal. I'm excited about the idea of not being tied down to just one house. I want to expand my horizons. I want to flap my wings. I want to get out there and see more of this beautiful world. Sure, there's problems out there, but I want to see the good stuff in life. All right. I want to visit my dad some more because he's getting older. He turns 80 soon. I was born and raised in Maryland. I want to spend 3 or 4 months there in the summertime, visit my dad, go to cookouts, go to the Oriole baseball games, etc. Maybe my boys are both officers in the Coast Guard. I might spend 3 or 4 months wherever they are. They might be in California. They might be in Hawaii. They might be in Seattle. They might be in Norfolk. They might be Miami. And I wouldn't mind renting 3 or 4 months near where they are just to spend more time around them. And maybe I'll be in your neighborhood one day just for a month or 6 weeks or 2 months. Who knows? I plan to, while my health allows, because Every day passes, I'm one day older. All right, just like you are. And eventually, our bodies change. All right. If below, you'll find a link to a book. I told the doctor about it today. It's called Eat to Beat Disease by Dr. William Lee. That book can change your life. It can change your health. All right. So if you can read that book, take it to heart, change how you eat. It's not a book on how to diet. Just change how you eat. You will improve your chances of living a long, healthy life. And if you live a long, healthy life and you invest, you can do all kinds of fun things. You can go skydiving, hot air ballooning, surfing in the ocean, swimming, you know, ride motorcycles, ride go-karts, you know, ride roller coasters, and on and on and on. All kinds of fun things to do. You know, socialize with other people, drink more green tea. It's all good for you. And learn to be happy. Learn to be cheerful. Learn to talk to others when you're out and about. People are sometimes having a bad day. Smile a little bit. Say hi. Ask how they're doing. Listen to them when they talk, because they might be willing to listen to you when you talk back. All right? So anyway, I just had a conversation today with you guys. I had a conversation at the doctor's office. All right, that's what I do in life. I have conversations. I enjoy doing that. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this talk with you. Yes, I am talking to you. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you to go from being the little person to being the multimillionaire. If you're wondering, is he telling us the truth? Scroll back just a little bit. I got a video, I think it's one I didn't have a shirt on, but you only see from here up. I tell you exactly how much money I made every year from when I first started working around 1980, whatever, 2 or 83, up till I retired and even worked part-time up to about a year ago. I tell you my gross annual income. All right, it's in there. I have another playlist out on another playlist called 0 to 25 Rentals in 4 Years. I tell you exactly how I bought my first rental all the way through rental number 25 and how I did it in 4 years. And I started using very little money out of my pocket. I used a HELOC. I used money from my equity in the house that I lived in up in Virginia. But I didn't use a lot of money out of pocket because I didn't have a lot of money. Okay? I know a lot of you out there may or may not have equity in your house, so you may or may not be able to get a HELOC. Don't go overboard with a HELOC. I got a HELOC for $30,000. It set me on the path to 0 to 25 in 4 years. As I always say, if I can do it, so can you. If I can go from working as an enlisted guy in the Navy to becoming just a cop, and not the police chief, not high up in rank, just a cop. If I can become a multimillionaire, so can you. So can you. All right? If you doubt that, come have a conversation with me. Let's sit down. All right? Buy me a cup of coffee or a cup of green tea, and I'll answer any question you have. And I'll explain how I've done it over and over and over again until it sinks in. And if you tell me more about your personal situation, maybe I can give you some kind of suggestion on something you can tweak in your own life so you can start trending in that direction, that positive direction of increasing your net worth and increasing your income so you can become a multimillionaire. All right? How's that sound? Sound like a plan? All right, sounds like a plan. So here's to you. Here's to all of you. As we used to say at the Motley Fool, full on. As I used to say in police work, stay safe. As Mazske Finance says, just start investing. Take life one day at a time. Get your first rental one at a time. All right, have a great day. Mazke's signing out.